So, what are some negative things about working in restaurants as a chef or a line cook? I'm sure there's a whole plethora of pros and cons. I'm going to go over a few. I'd say the biggest con of working in restaurants in general, but especially in the back of house, is sick time. We're just going to go over sick time in general because it's kind of wonky how they do it in restaurants and you might be grossed out by it. But with sick time, you don't really get sick time in restaurants. You accrue, some restaurants give you PTO and you can use PTO as sick time, but most mom and pop places just don't have any kind of insurance or coverage like that. So you basically have to ask to call out if you're sick. It's kind of weird, like, oh, get permission to call out from your boss. And fortunately, especially in the United States, there are many cases I can name with friends and family or people who I've worked with and coworkers who just go in completely blasted. Like they are coughing, they are sneezing, they have diarrhea. It's not a pretty situation, but when you don't have any coverage and you're just going to straight up lose hours, it really comes down to a situation of, do I pay rent or do I call out sick? You can go into like the metrics of America and how that's a messed up system and owners need to do better, yada yada. I understand all the solutions. The point is it happens. So that's one of the cons of restaurants is you need to get permission to call out or you need to get coverage. And at small places like that, you might not have another line cook to cover because there's only 4 or 5 staff members and they're all working their 40, 50 hours already. Another con kind of relates to that is also scheduling. So you give up basically every weekend and every holiday. People don't realize that when they get into the industry that like your weekends are gone. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are go time in restaurants. So typically cooks have either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday off, which might be a con, but I actually see it as a pro because I can actually go to the doctors and go get errands done, go grocery shopping, go do everything that people can't do throughout the week. So I like that schedule. But in regards to holidays, you are giving up a lot of your holidays with your own family to serve other people's families. So if that's a con to you, that's usually a con, but you're usually giving up Christmases if the restaurant's open, Thanksgivings, and you usually have to learn to separate family time with work time. So like for myself, I'll always celebrate Thanksgiving the week before because I know it's gonna be a blackout date where I can't even request it off. Because if I request off Thanksgiving, it's going to get denied anyway, because that's a request, not an actual schedule. If you have any other questions about restaurants or where I've worked, drop a comment below.